Welcome back to the GamerNerdz Now Loading podcast. So me and Voyce are going to hit up the final major E3 presser from the big N, Nintendo in itself, representing casual side gamers, Wii gamers, hoping for a great glimpse of the Wii U, and let's find out and discuss what they did exactly. So, like Microsoft, Nintendo decided to start the conference with a bang.
Yeah.
And I predicted that they would show Pikmin 3. And they did. I was ecstatic. If you guys thought Voyce did a scary DBZ impersonation when they showed Halo 4, you should have seen me. I was flipping out. I love Pikmin 1. I love Pikmin 2. It's an absolute shame that they didn't make a dedicated Wii version. So the fact that they started with that, okay, so Nintendo's bringing out games.
Yep.
It's a Nintendo game in HD. It looked gorgeous. There were new Pikmin. Shigeru Miyamoto was on screen, showcasing the game. Like, it seemed like good Nintendo, old Nintendo, the Nintendo we love, focusing on games. And okay, so they showed Pikmin.
Yeah, which was epic.
Yeah. And it's an actual Wii U title and all these new stuff. And then Reggie comes on and he says, we're going to show you 23 new Wii titles.
Yeah, that's the thing. When they said we're going to show you 23 games, I was like, holy shit.
23 new Wii titles.
We're excited.
I was excited because they said, we don't want to talk about other stuff. We don't want to talk about entertainment. We want to talk about games.
That's what they said.
And that's where the conference started going downhill.
Well, to be fair, I think the next thing they showed was they started showing third-party support for the Wii U, which I was happy to see because my fear was that we're going to see a lot of first-party games and not much third-party support. But lo and behold, we had Rocksteady Games bringing forward Batman Arkham City Armored Edition, which looks cool. I like the fact that, and they kind of showed a glimpse at what it'll be like to play this game with the Wii U controller. So it looks interesting and all, but by the time it comes out, how old would Arkham City be?
It's gonna be, they by the way, not at all mentioned once when the release date is. It said holiday, right? So Batman Arkham City will be a year old essentially next year.
Yeah.
And to be honest, so the Wii U gamepad, like what you can do with it, it is literally a second inventory screen. Is that warranting enough to buy the game again? Personally, I don't think so. The problem I had with the Arkham City Armored Edition thing is that it was way too long.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, all that stuff that the Warner Brothers president came out and the other dude came out who was really bad, he had some really, 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 really bright red shoes. Like, wear red shoes to conference. They need to show that. Like, what they did was, before Batman Arkham City, they had, like, a video showing the Wii U gamepad. Like, showing all the features, because it has changed since last year, right? So, I was like, okay, but we already know this stuff. So, again, is Nintendo still, like, trying to get the point across as to
what this is?
Is it a new controller? And we'll tell you in a second, because some people still don't know.
CNN.
The CNN, after the conference, this dude, I forgot his name, but he says that he's been covering gaming since the Atari days. He writes a preview on CNN saying, the Wii U gamepad controller seems like a great accessory to the Wii.
Yeah.
Or to the aging Wii, and I can't, really? CNN, and they're a viable news company, doesn't know the difference between the Wii and the Wii U game? That's scary, man.
Well, can you really blame them? Nintendo spent so long talking about the Wii U controller and all this stuff. They barely even they even talk about how powerful the Wii U be graphically. Where will it be?
Can you imagine? It's Nintendo games in HD for the first time ever.
And no one talked about that.
No one talked about it.
It was and that scares me because it makes me wonder how powerful will the system be? Will it be on par with Xbox 360 and the PS3? Will it be slightly before it, above that, or will it be behind them? It scares me. It really does, honestly.
There's been a lot of rumors about what the system has under the hood, and people still haven't been officially confirming what it is. Hopefully this week we'll find out and stuff, but yeah, they seem to play, again, pushing the controller, and the next segment really focused on what the controller can do, and I think they had to do that, because again, last year people didn't know the difference, and, I give it off to Nintendo, they want to show that this is why you want to buy the system, and it's not just the games. So after Batman Arkham City Armored Edition, they did show a third-party, reel of ports.
Yeah.
So okay, I understand that we're getting a new version, Ninja Gaiden 3.
No, wait, Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge,
which, by the way, has dismemberment, which has new AI, which has new weapons. It's the version you want to play, but it's next year.
Exactly.
Do you still want to play it?
Exactly. And plus, they also mentioned Mass Effect 3. They showed Mass Effect 3. And here's the thing. Mass Effect 3, really? A title on the Wii U? Mass Effect's one of those games where you need to be engulfed with the character since the first game.
I'm very surprised. I'm I'd be very surprised if it's not all 3 games. Like, it really should be.
Yeah, at this point,
not just one.
You can't just release the 3rd one. Like, who wants to play Mass Effect that way? So I found it really, really strange. Well, the thing that annoyed me the most about the conference, and I knew it was gonna happen, and I'm not a big fan of all these gimmicky, additions to Nintendo, like the Wii Fit and all that stuff. So they talked about the Wii U Fit, and they talked about Sing, this game that uses.
But okay, Wii U Fit. I mean, Wii Fit sold very well for Wii.
Yeah, get that.
There's no there's obviously no reason why they shouldn't do the second one. And it actually looked okay. I had a Wii Fit for a while. It actually looks interesting. But you are missing the fact that they did show Super Mario Brothers Wii U, or I don't remember the exact name. It's New Super Mario Brothers Wii U or something like. Okay, it's Super Mario Brothers Wii in HD, which they didn't bother bringing the fact up, and you have multiplayer 4-player co-op like they did in the first title.
Yeah.
And then they dropped to show this, like, we'll get to Nintendo Land in a second. It didn't seem like the first party titles Nintendo was showing really were like, oh my god, I want to buy the system because of this.
Yeah. Nintendo, whenever they show videos of people playing their systems, I want to punch those people.
It was really funny that the actors who did the Wii Fit U skit.
It felt like.
You laugh when you play with someone? No, you don't. You look like a little schoolgirl. Like.
I wanted to punch them, and I even tweeted and I said, these are the worst actors, period. And then they showed the Sing thing, and I took it all back and said, no, these are the worst.
Okay, now Sing, right? That actually looks cool because music games, I mean, in a party environment, music games are kind of cool. The Wii U controller or gamepad becomes like your karaoke machine. Everyone can sing into the game. They can dance. Like, I think as a game idea, cool. It goes with Just Dance 4. Like, it's an interesting concept, But like the going back to the third-party titles they showed, so there was Batman, there was Alien Colonial Marines, there was Ninja Gaiden 3, there was Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool, yeah.
And then they showed one unique title, okay, for like 4 seconds called Tank Tank Tank. Literally, Tank. It looked like a beat 'em up, but with your tanks. Like, it actually looked cool, and they didn't, like, it's a unique title. Why would you not show it? You know what I'm saying? Like, they decided to show, almost a few minutes into Scribblenauts universe.
Yeah, does anyone even care?
Is that a reason why you should buy the Wii U? Why not show a Zelda, demo? Like, honestly, all Nintendo had to do to impress people after the absolute garbage of Microsoft and the mediocre showing of Sony was just show like 10 seconds of HD Zelda or HD Star Fox
or Metroid.
Or Metroid. And what did they decide to do? They decided to show us Nintendo Land.
Listen, before we get to Nintendo Land, because it's really just the epitome of fail, you're kind of not touching on the 3DS. They did touch on the 3DS, and lo and behold, it's exactly what I thought they would do. It's all Mario, Mario, Mario. There was Luigi's Mansion.
But those look good. Luigi's Mansion 2 looked amazing. The Super Mario, Paper Mario RPG looked amazing.
Okay, was that 3DS or Wii U? At some point, I didn't even know what game was on what.
3DS. The thing is, so look, what Nintendo does, by the way, it has the shortest presser of all 3 major conferences. Only 1 hour. So, I mean, the time management is a major issue. So tomorrow, they're actually going to do a 1-hour presentation just on 3DS, which actually looks promising because 3DS is starting to pick steam up. But they showed, and the guy on screen was complaining, like, you're giving me 5 minutes to do this. He was horrible on the mic, super robotic. But I don't know, you're crazy because I'm excited for Castlevania, Lords of the Shadow, Mirrors of Fate. I'm very excited for Paper Mario, and the Luigi's Mansion 2, that looked really good. That looked very impressive.
But the problem is that it's all these predictable games. I feel like Nintendo can launch a platform.
They showed Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance for you.
3D, not 3D, as I said last time. But no, the thing is that every time they launch a new launch a new hardware platform, I can predict what games they're gonna show because it's always the same thing. Mario.
But hold on.
Mario.
But those games are fun.
They are fun, but come on, like.
And it sells. I mean, you want them to drop.
I'm not saying they shouldn't. Just like show other things, like flesh other things out. I'm tired of seeing the same shit. I'm just saying. I'm tired of seeing it. But then just like I expected, they focus a lot on things like the Miiverse and the social network aspect to this, and
I think that was kind of cool because they're saying that there is gonna be a full-fledged online system like Xbox Live, which Nintendo's finally catching up to. So Miiverse is that interpretation of that. I was fine with that, and they didn't spend that much time on it.
Yeah, but it's just that the way Reggie talks about it, he was talking about it like, oh my god, you guys should be excited about it. It's like, no, we've been doing this for like the last 5 years.
Yeah, but we haven't been doing it on the Wii, so that's why you should be excited about it.
Whatever. And okay, so like I was saying about Sony and Microsoft, again, who comes to save the picture, Ubisoft, once again, and this time they showcased the Zombie Wii U game, which is, no, sorry, Zombie U, which is actually the one game I'm really excited about.
And you know what? I read people who actually played it, so it's a hardcore MA-17 title, and the idea is that you have one life. You will die if you get bitten by it's a survival game. Like
exactly.
From what I've read, it's not actually like a story-based game. It's survival. So you have one chance to live. If you get bitten by a zombie, you die. You spawn as a new survivor. The new survivor has to go get your body back, or it becomes a zombie. And the graphics, you know, the Wii U pad was showing as your inventory, and you can do all the stuff with it. It was a scanner. It was a hacking device. Like, that looks cool.
Exactly.
You know, why not show that? You know, versus all the other stupidness they showed.
I think it's weird that the one company that really showed what I guess the potential of the Wii U controller was Ubisoft. It wasn't even Nintendo.
And they did it with when the Wii first came out too. They were with Red Steel, with Raving Rabbids. Like, it's sad for me to say, but the best E3 conference this year was Ubisoft's.
It's true, and we're not going to talk much about this because we will talk about our who won the conferences, but thank you for spoiling it. But yeah, that's the thing. And then after all this, you know, we learned all these, you know, lackluster things about the Nintendo conference. What did they close off with? Did they close off with something epic like Zelda? No. Metroid? No. Star Fox? No. They closed off with Nintendo Land, and I had snoozed off by this point, man.
Okay, see now, Nintendo Land is going to be their... I hope it's going to be their pack-in title. You know, it's like Wii Sports was to show the market what the Wii controller can do, and it was fine. Nintendo Land's supposed to do the same thing. Now, when I first saw it, okay, I'm like, it's a great idea. It's mini games. They're mini games based around major franchises like Zelda, Metroid, and I've actually watched some of the mini games. They actually look cool. Okay, it's fine. Like there was a zombie Luigi's Mansion, like Pikmin thing, which was used to show this multi-screen, like what they called asymmetrical gameplay. So one person has the Wii U gamepad. They have a completely different view of the game field, and everyone else is playing with Wiimotes. So they can't see the screen, and this one person is a ghost and he has to kill everyone else. So they were showing what the Wii U gamepad can do, but they spent, it's an hour conference, they spent almost 15 minutes on this one Luigi's Mansion, you know, versus, I mean, think about this. I know I'm going on here, but Nintendo is launching a brand new console this year.
Yep.
Okay? People still cannot tell if it's a Wii U accessory or if it's a new system, and they haven't shown anything aside from Pikmin 3 that says, we have a brand new HD console, we're going to bring all our first party titles in HD, and instead we're going to show you mini games. Albeit, which look good, it's not the way you sell the system.
Exactly, and that's the thing, like, you know, with Microsoft and Sony, they start off with a bang and they end up with a bang, although Microsoft showing Call of Duty Black Ops 2, but these are still like, you know, they ended things on a high. Nintendo dropped you so low, and you're really waiting for that, like, okay, what's the last reveal?
It has to be, like they used to do Zelda. I mean, I was just praying that, okay, and we have one more thing, and here's like a 20-second clip of upcoming Wii U games you could plaster on the screen currently in development, but they didn't show anything.
Listen, I would have been even excited if they showed Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, which I can't stand. But if they had shown anything...
That would be perfect, because you have gamepads with screens, you have multiple players, like that could work, you know? And people who were actually at E3, you know, they went to play it and they said the Nintendo Land actually seems fun. Like, it's a cool idea. The system, you know, looks pretty. And it just shocks me that, like, okay, Nintendo kept saying it's something you have to experience in person. You have to be here, right? But we can't because we're not there.
Exactly.
And a lot of people who are watching worldwide are not at E3. They have not touched the Wii U. And they can't, you know, grasp this across, you know, the internet. So when Nintendo does not instill, you know, confidence in their own product... I'm worried because they're launching this year. Next year, their system is out of date because Xbox 4, 3, and PS4 are all. That's what E3 is next year. E3 next year is gonna be hype.
Yeah, exactly.
There's new crazy consoles, new crazy hardware, and Nintendo Wii U has 1 year or less than a year to come out, grab the market, you know, and tell people we should buy this what will be outdated hardware by that time, and not buy the next Xbox. Like. They're doing a really, really bad job at that.
Listen, it's like I kept saying, all I really want is a GameCube 2. Okay, that's all I want. I don't want a Wii U.
Horsepower-wise, you can do it. Horsepower-wise, the Wii U is powerful.
Is it?
Didn't damn show anything.
Is it powerful?
Okay, I did some research after because for some reason Nintendo decided to have multiple conferences after this one. So there was what just finished was a developers roundtable, and they were showing more stuff about Nintendo Land. So for example, there's an F-Zero game in Nintendo Land. Why not show that? They didn't show there was a Wario game. Why not show that? Then there was the biggest question mark. So Platinum Games made me and Voice is one of our favorite action games of all time, Bayonetta. They made Mad World. So this is a unique IP for Wii U. Why would you not show that during your conference?
Because Nintendo Land is what you need to show. I don't understand it. Listen, it made no sense to us, honestly, and I don't know if you're going to disagree, but I particularly think that this was the weakest of all the conferences.
It was, you know what? It was not the weakest. They actually showed cool things. It was the weakest because Nintendo is releasing a new console. It's like a major event, and they did such a bad job.
Yep.
At showing everyone, and this thing, go on CNN right now, read this article by this dude. He thinks it's an accessory. You can go on Twitter and people are confused. Is the Wii U an accessory to the Wii? How much you want to bet? I was reading on NeoGaf that people are gonna buy the Wii U gamepad if you can buy it separately, and then go home and realize that you can't play it on the Wii.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna happen for sure, and I almost feel like Nintendo's taking a safe route because they themselves don't necessarily know what it's gonna be. Who knows? Maybe next year they're gonna come up and be like, "Oh, it really was just a controller."
I can think about this. If it comes out in the holidays, we're middle of June right now. There has to be another conference because they didn't talk about price. They didn't talk about concrete release details. We don't know what games are coming launch. There has to be another conference, and 2 strikes now against the Wii U because the first time they showed it, no one knew what it was. Second time they showed it, they didn't show anything as to why hardcore gamers or the Xbox crowd will, want to play 1-year-old ports on it.
But that's the thing. That's the weird thing. There, it seems like they're trying to appeal to that, general crowd as they usually do.
Which put the Wii,
which
to the top.
Which makes sense. But at the same time, they're trying to appeal to the hardcore people. But then they're putting games like Mass Effect 3 and Ninja Gaiden, whatever. But these are games that we've already played, or Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. Yeah. We've already played these games. Hardcore gamers have already played these. Why would we want to play it again?
I just can't believe that they're showing this unique stuff outside their conference. If you actually look, this game from Platinum Games is called Project P100. It actually looks like a Pikmin game. You have a crowd of superheroes and they become items to fight these it actually looks cool. There's a Wario game. Why would you not show that instead of talking about how Nintendo Land's one minigame works for 15 minutes of the conference? Time management wise, it was really, really poor. Ubisoft, astonishingly saved it because they showed some cool stuff. There's Assassin's Creed coming. But again, everyone else is going to have it. And they've done absolutely nothing to differentiate. And done absolutely nothing, to me at least, and I buy games and hardware on the first day always, why I should buy this over the next consoles.
Agreed. But listen, guys, we're gonna close it off here because we can go on forever, and I know Dinx can go on forever because this is the conference you're looking forward to. So anyway, let us know what you guys thought. These are our opinions, right? So leave your comments below. Let us know what you guys thought. Follow us on Twitter at TheGamerNerdz. Go to our website, Go to our website, TheGamerNerdz.com, and subscribe to us on YouTube. That's it. We're out. Anything else, dude?
I think this is probably the most disappointing E3 in the most recent years by far.
Agreed. Peace.
Peace.